Recent videos talked about the solution for a really cool integral. That was the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of fractional part tangent x. The result was insane, and the solution development was extremely captivating. If you haven't checked that video out, please do so. I'm sure you would like that. But one of the ingredients to that solution development was an infinite series involving the Riemann zeta function. But to prove the result I invoked in that series, we're going to need to solve a different infinite series also involving the Riemann zeta function, and that is the one right in front of you. Okay, cool. So that's exactly what we'll try to do here. We have the sum over k from 2 to infinity of zeta k over k times x to the k. So the first thing I'd like to do is expand the zeta function itself. So we'll write this as the sum over k from 2 to infinity of x to the k over k times the sum over n from 1 to infinity of 1 over n to the k. We can multiply out these two inside, so we have the sum over k from 2 to infinity, sum over n from 1 to infinity of x to the k over k times n to the k. And I'd now like to switch up the order of these summation operators to give us the sum over n from 1 to infinity, sum over k from 2 to infinity of 1 over k times x over n to the k, and this seems oddly familiar. This looks like something related to the series expansion for the logarithm function, and that's exactly what it is. Recall that log 1 minus z equals negative sum over k from 1 to infinity, that is, of z to the k over k, and in our case, z equals x over n. Oh, and by the way, this result will be valid for the absolute value of x being less than 1. And that's the only case where it makes sense, and of course where the series expansion for the logarithm is convergent. So what exactly are we missing here? We're missing the k equal to 1 term from our infinite series. So I'll just separate that out. So we have negative z to the 1 is just z over 1. So that's just z itself minus the sum over k from 2 to infinity of z to the k over k. This thing equals log 1 minus z, and this implies that the sum over k from 2 to infinity of z to the k over k equals negative z minus log of 1 minus z, with z, of course, in our case being equal to x over n. So this implies that the target sum s equals the sum over n from 1 to infinity of minus x over n minus log of 1 minus x over n, and of course we could factor out the negative sign so that we have a plus sign over here. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't converge. Okay guys, the end. See you next time. Okay, so it turns out there's this really cool infinite series, rather infinite product form for the gamma function called the Weierstrass representation. So this thing is gamma s equal to e to the minus gamma s over s times the infinite product of e to the s over k times 1 plus s over k to the negative 1. Which is interesting, because if you expand both sides by s, then you have s times gamma s, and s times gamma s is just gamma 1 plus s. And if I go from s to minus x, I will have x times, I would have gamma of 1 minus x equal to e to the gamma x times the product over k from 1 to infinity of e to the minus x over k times 1 minus x over k to the negative 1. And that looks pretty damn familiar, doesn't it? The only downside is that I don't have, well, logarithms, and I don't have a sum. But wait, I have a product, and that's just as good, because using logarithms, we have log gamma 1 minus x equal to log of e to the gamma x, which is, of course, gamma x, the Euler-Mascheroni constant, times now the infinite product turns into an infinite sum, That is the sum over k from 1 to infinity of log, again, this thing would yield negative x over k minus, because of the log properties over there, we have log of 1 minus x to the k, and of course we could factor it out. And I forgot there's supposed to be a plus sign, but now it's a minus sign, so everything is good in the world. Okay, cool. That looks exactly like what we need, doesn't it? So this implies that the negative of the sum, I did need a negative sign after all, right? Wait, let me just recall this. Oh yeah, I need a negative sign. So the negative of the sum over k from 1 to infinity of x over k plus log of 1 minus x over k equals log gamma 1 minus x minus Euler Mascheroni times x. And this implies that that's exactly what our sum is. Our sum, S, is equal to negative gamma x plus log gamma 1 minus x. Okay, cool. But wait a minute, what exactly was the explicit form for S? I might as well write that out because that will be important. The explicit form was the sum over k from 2 to infinity of, well, gamma zeta k over k times x to the k, and this thing we now found out equals negative gamma x plus log gamma 1 minus x. So that's the infinite series that was needed. But they were all deceived, for in secret another series was forged, and into it he poured his malice and his will to dominate the convergence, of course, of all the free series of Middle-earth. And that series was just, well, x being replaced by negative x. That gives us a different infinite series. That is the sum over k from 2 to infinity of zeta k over k times negative x to the k, or negative 1 to the k times x, whatever floats your boat. That thing gives you gamma x plus log gamma 1 plus x, which is extremely cool as well. I'll call this thing s sub 1, and I'll call this thing s sub 2. And now you have, well, pretty much the same terms, but one of them has an alternating term to it, or an alternating nature to it, or one of them is an alternating series, whatever it's called. Notice one thing, that if I were to add both of these bad boys, what would happen? Okay, so for k being odd, negative x to the k would exactly cancel out with x to the k, and we would be left with the sum over k from, well, wait, the sum should start at 2, so I'll call this the sum over k from 1 to infinity of zeta 2k over 2k, and the two x terms getting together to form x to the 2k. So there is cancellation here. That is quite nice indeed. And this reminds me of an infinite series I derived way back in the day. So what exactly cancels out? Well, the Euler Mascheroni guys canceled out again. I'm really sorry about that. But the good news is we have this really gnarly looking expression involving gamma log gamma 1 plus x times gamma 1 minus x. So this is an alternative proof to one of my infinite series results. And now for the result I was talking about in the beginning of the video, the one I needed for the previous video. For that, all we need is s sub 1 minus s sub 2. Now notice for that case that the even terms would cancel out. So what we would have is the sum over k from, again, 1 to infinity, right? Because now we have a sum, and the first index should be 3. Yeah, 2k plus 1 for k equals 1 is 3. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So this thing equals zeta 2k plus 1, terribly sorry about that once again, over 2k plus 1, and of course the x terms give us 2 times x to the 2k plus 1, so I'll take the 2 over here. And that looks dope. Okay, and what about the right-hand side? What does that turn into? Well, the right-hand side, and now once you subtract the terms, you do indeed, I was trying to I almost combined the words indeed and have to in have. What is that even anyway? Anyway, so like I always say, math is a lot easier than talking. So if I were to subtract the right-hand sides, the Euler-Mascheroni constant will endure, just like the will of Sauron. The will of Sauron. So what I have is the need for writing space, -2 Euler-Mascheroni times x, and of course you have log of one thing minus the log of another. So that would be plus log gamma 1 minus x over gamma 1 plus x. And all I have to do is divide by 2. And then I have the sum over k from 1 to infinity of zeta 2k plus 1 over 2k plus 1 times x to the 2k plus 1 equal to negative Euler-Mascheroni constant times x plus 1/2. You can turn that into square root if you want. I mean, I think that would look badass as well. I mean, log root gamma 1 minus x. Now that's what I'm talking about. Over gamma 1 plus x. This is absolutely beautiful. In that video, I talked about the result for x equal to I. And I believe if you plug in x equal to 1/2, you would get another very, very beautiful result. So comment down below what that result is, and let me know in case you have any more interesting results for this infinite series. Rather, wait, we have an opportunity to invoke both the Euler-Mascheroni constant and pi. So I'm gonna solve this here, right here on video. So exploration time, we're gonna set x equal to 1/2. And by that token, we have the sum over k from 1 to infinity of 1 over 2 to the 2k plus 1 times zeta 2k plus 1 over 2k plus 1. And come to think of it, I do have quite a few videos involving the zeta function being evaluated at even arguments, but this is, I think, the first time I have one involving odd arguments only, and I think that's dope. Anyway, so we have negative Euler-Mascheroni over 2 plus log root gamma 1/2 over gamma 3/2. And no, wait, we'll have cancellation because this denominator is just 1/2 times gamma 1/2. So that means this is still cool. I mean, it's log root 2, and we do have the Euler-Mascheroni constant, so I will not complain whatsoever. But, if I have x equal to negative 1 over 2, I'm still going to get rid of the pi's, or the perspective of having a factor of pi somewhere. But, I still have an interesting result, because if I let k equal, or rather x equal to negative 1 over 2, then I have the alternating counterpart of the above result, that is negative 1 to the k. Oh wait, this thing is odd. So yeah, logarithms would sort everything out. Yes, in fact, no other interesting results occur to me as of now anyway. I might remember some later. But anyway, before I do, comment down below whatever interesting results you find about this infinite series. Thank you. I'll see you next time.